Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is 6:45 in the morning and we leave for vacation today, but I thought it would be fun before we left to do a project pan get ready with me. I need to reorganize my makeup in my makeup bag and figure out what I want to take, and I thought a really good way to do that is to film a get ready with me beforehand. I tanned last night, so you can probably tell, which is good for my skincare project pan project because my tanner is a part of that. So I'm happy to have gotten another usage on that. I'm working a half day today and then we are out of here. We are going to Florida to just get some sun and get the boys out and about at the pool, at the beach. So I'm really looking forward to that. I have to close out some stuff for work this morning. It is Friday when I'm filming this. I packed myself up on Monday. That is my type A personality coming out. I was texting a couple of my best friends and they were asking if I was packed yet, and I mentioned that I packed on Monday and they were like, we wouldn't expect anything less from you. So here we are. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start first with base, and I'm using my Haus Labs foundation. This is part of my Shop My Stash project pan. I don't think it's gonna exactly match me, but that's okay. And I also probably just put on too much because I've been so used to using my serum foundation, which this might be a clue for you all who watch my project pan that I am not using it right now. It's my little Easter egg in this video. Well, actually, I actually don't think that was too much. I think that's okay. I think I probably could be a little bit lighter handed with that one than the serum foundation. I've used this a couple times and I'm really liking it. I know people rave about it, so excited that I'm having the same experience, because there's nothing more disappointing than getting something that you're really excited about and thinking it's gonna be great and then it's just not for you. Next is my ColourPop Party Proof Eye Primer. I do wanna do a tiny bit of eyeshadow, so I just wanna get this on. This is not part of a project pan, it is just a standard product that I keep in my makeup bag. And now I'm going to set all of that down with my LYS setting powder. Look at the pan on this thing. I'm gonna have to repress this soon because it's all in the corners of the packaging, but wild that this is just part of my Shop My Stash project pan. I need to roll it in immediately to my regular project pan, and this was an unexpected, I think, option for my project pan this year. I just used it as part of my Shop My Stash project pan enough that we obviously got a really big pan size, so I might roll this in soon and repress it and just try and get an empty on this. I think that would be fun to spend the time working on for a month or two to get that empty. Everything is now set. All right, do I want to start with eyes or do I want to start with some of my base products? Let's actually do eyes. So I have two eyeshadows that are a part of my Shop My Stash project pan. One I selected myself and then one I randomly rolled in, and I'm actually really liking both of them. So I think I'm gonna choose the one that I randomly rolled in to wear today. I'm just gonna pick up my little small brush here and I'm gonna do the same eyeshadow look I've pretty much been exclusively doing. So this is coming from my Kathleen Lights Il Makiage collab, and this is the Disco Fox palette. I'm gonna use the shade Dancing Queen, so I'm just gonna put that on my brush. And what I've been doing is just in the outer half of my lid, putting this along my upper lash line, and then when I take whatever's left on the brush and then bring it down that same halfway on my lower lash line. I feel like it deepens up the eye a little bit, gives me a little bit more dimension without feeling like I'm putting on too much makeup and without it looking like I have too much makeup. That's just something I've been more sensitive about with eye makeup. I don't want it to look like I have a ton of eye makeup on, but I do like the little bit that this gives me. And I think once I get mascara on, it's kind of the perfect amount for me. It also takes 2 seconds to do. So if you're not typically an eyeshadow wearer but want to dabble, I feel like that's just such an easy way to do it because you don't really have to think about it at all. I'm not even blending. I'm just kind of putting the shadow down. So super easy, simple eye look that I just have been absolutely loving. All right, let's move back into face. So I'm picking up my Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is also a part of my Shop My Stash project pan. This is another one that I really need to roll into my regular project pan. Probably repress pretty soon, which I'm excited to say because obviously this bronzer has been with us for some time as a part of these projects. I've been getting everything ready at work for me to be out for about a week. and it's just, I have so much going on. I'm leaving my computer at home. I'm not bringing it with me on vacation. I just like, it doesn't make sense for me to fly with this extra thing, but it's definitely one of those feelings of like, ooh, I'm a little nervous just because there's a lot happening. Obviously, I have someone who reports directly to me, and he's also a senior level, so like he can handle stuff. My leader, of course, can step in and support some of my work, obviously, while I'm out too. So like everything will get handled. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I got a lot on my plate right now, and I need to be okay just like letting it go for a little bit. I've been like watching these videos about like corporate life and people being like, it's not that serious. And sometimes I just need to like tell myself that, because like it is not that serious that I can't put it down for a week while I go on vacation. Next is blush. This is my Benetint blush that I am obsessed with. You all know this is part of my regular Project Pan. I just think it is so pretty. I love this product. I actually have another blush in my Shop My Stash Project Pan that I've also been loving wearing. So this is my Patrick Ta blush, and I've been pairing the cream blush with obviously the powder, and that's been really pretty as well. I've been really enjoying that. Since I am wearing the Benetint, I'm not gonna put the cream down, but I am gonna put a little bit of this powder on top. It's such like a pretty like peach shade, which I've really been enjoying. Lay a little bit of that down on top. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of that Benetint on my lips, just as a stain. Let that dry down. All right, next is my Urban Decay highlight in the shade Sin. This is a part of my 5-pan rolling style project pan. I'm just gonna take this brush and put this in my inner corners, drag it up a little bit onto the lid. My goal for vacation for this product is anytime I am in a tank top or any sort of shirt that where like my shoulders are showing, I'm putting this on my collarbone and my shoulders. And I mean, that's like when I'm wearing makeup, of course, as just like an extra way to use this, but I also like love putting highlight there in general. I think it's so pretty. So that is my goal for vacation, is to not forget to do that. All right, I feel like face is in a good place for us to set. So I've been using my Neogen All Day Locking Fixer Spray as part of my Shop My Stash Project Pan. I don't love the sprayer on this. I think it sprays out way too much product. I feel like a nice mist is ideal for a setting spray. A nice mist that like sprays out slowly, so you have time to kind of like move it down your face. This I feel like sprays out pretty fast, and it sprays out a lot of product at once, but I've been able to make it work by just holding it out really far away and then fanning myself a lot after. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I just feel like my face looks like I am drenched. So now we're gonna take my fan and dry it down. I've been liking then after just taking whatever's left on my powder brush and just dabbing it around my face. I don't know exactly what that's doing for me, but I feel like it's doing a little bit of something and I like it. Brows are next. I'm just using my ABH brow gel. Nothing fancy that I do with brows. I just kind of brush them up and lay them down. Before we do mascara, I'm gonna take my NYX eyeliner that's part of my Shop My Stash Project Pan and just lay a little bit of this in my waterline and just smudge a little bit on my tight line, and I'm just putting it where I put that eyeshadow. I feel like the bronze in this eyeliner really makes my hazel eyes look a little greener, which I love. All right, next is mascara, so I'm just gonna curl my lashes and put my mascara on. So something that I noticed is that I always like to curl better on my left eye than my right. And I had been using my dominant hand, which is my right hand, to curl them both. So I'd curl like this and then curl like that. And what I've done differently now is use my left hand to curl my right eye and use my right hand still to curl my left eye. And I've noticed that I like the curls of my lashes much better. Maybe that's super niche, but I've noticed a difference. For lippies, we're gonna use two. This Clinique Black Honey lipstick is part of my Project Pan. So I'm gonna lay this one down first. And then I'm gonna lay down Lipstick Queen in the Truth. This is part of my Shop My Stash Project Pan. It's like a really light layer on top. I like to smudge out with my finger. And this is the final look. I'm actually like really loving this makeup look today. I love using all my Project Pan stuff together. I typically do like very similar techniques, but I feel like the looks are always just like a little bit different depending on what I'm using, and it's always so fun to like put the products together. So hopefully all of you enjoyed this video, just kind of seeing what's currently in my makeup bag. I'm gonna go ahead and repack that back up and get it in my suitcase for our trip. Hopefully I'll film some shorts while I'm there. That's my goal at least. We'll see if that happens. But I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.